there, and welcome to Sly Wagon Lessons, where I'm going to be giving you some song-based instruction on how to play the harmonica and the guitar together. The goal over time here is to build a strong set list that you can use in a pub setting or at parties, things like that, that will allow you to do the two things you love, play the harmonica and play the guitar together on some popular songs. We've got a fairly new song in the schedule for today by the Kid LAROI from Australia called Without You. At the time of recording this lesson, the song's been out, I want to say, 7 months or so. The second version, the one that features Miley Cyrus adding some vocals, has only been out for a few months. So it's a relatively new one that you can add to the set list. If you've heard it, you know that there is no harmonica bit. As a matter of fact, there's no instrumental break in the song at all. But if I've figured out a couple of options, if you do want to play harmonica on this song, a couple of bits that you can throw in there that will allow you to play your two favorite musical instruments together. All right, so we'll be going here in just a minute on the lesson. It's not a very difficult one. Just put you at ease on there. There's an old saying about country songs that the key ingredients to make a great country song are 3 chords and the truth. And that's kind of what the Kid LAROI is serving up here for us. Couple more than 3. I think the song has 5 chords in it that I will be showing you. It's got a whole lot of emotional truth packed into a few verses and a few different parts of this song, and I think that's why it's really engaging, and it has been shooting to the top of the charts in many countries because of that raw sort of emotion that's in it over a very simple chord progression. What I really like about the song as well is that chord progression remains kind of invariant through the song. The rhythm remains roughly the same, except for there's a bridge where the things slow right down. But otherwise it stays the same, but the author, the artist, has been able to achieve a lot of variety in the different parts of the song just by different phrasing in the song parts, from the chorus to the verse to this part that we'll call a pre-chorus as well, and then there's a bit of a vocal solo in there as well. So a lot of different treatments vocally that add some variety and some really interesting elements to this song, while the rhythm and the chord progression remain relatively similar throughout. So it's in the key of C. As we do on Sly Wagon Lessons, we're going to start with the scale. And to play the scale, we need to play nice, clear, single notes on the harmonica. And that means we need to get our mouth into the proper shape to make a nice seal over our diatonic harmonica. As I mentioned, key of C. So I have a C harmonica in the rack today. We're playing in straight harmonica, or first position. You'll need a rack like this to hold it while you are also playing the guitar. That's the third element that you need, is a guitar that is in tune and at concert pitch, as a matter of fact. So let me try to pick out the C scale for you on the harmonica. It will allow me as well to show you the Picto tab feature of Sly Wagon Lessons. Just a picture of a harmonica up there in a rectangle, and I'll show you the notes as I play them slowly throughout the lesson. A blue square means blow, and a red square means draw or inhale on that hole on the harmonica. We're just playing a 10-hole diatonic harmonica. If ever I'm to bend a note, I'll connote that with a little bent arrow in the square on the harmonica graphic. All right. We've also got the chord cam Still haven't figured out a great angle for the chord cam, so I'll try to do a better job today of explaining the chords. There is one in the song today that maybe you're not familiar with, but maybe you are. It's one that's not used as often as some of your other kind of standard chords. All right, so with no further ado, the C scale. So we're just working up from the 4 blow to the 7 blow on the C harmonica. How are we getting that nice clear single note? If you've been here before, you know we whistle to get our mouth into the proper shape. All right? So you can see there by whistling, forces my lips to pucker out. And then I get a nice little kind of aperture at the end there that I fit over one single note. You want your lips to be soft and supple. And a bit moist is not bad either. And fit them over the harmonica. There's your 4 blow again. All right, so we've played our scale and we've got nice clear single notes emanating from our harmonicas. So stick around and we'll get into the Kid LAROI and Without You in just a second. All right, so the Kid LAROI, Without You, as I mentioned off the top, it's a fairly simple chord progression that has mainly 4 chords, and then he does throw in an E chord at the end of, I think, kind of this pre-chorus part of the song before you get into the chorus. But it starts with that chord progression, and once you have listened to that and kind of nail that, and I'll show you how to play it, then you just continue that through the song for the most part, except, as I mentioned, for that bridge where it's the same chords, but everything just slows right down. All right, so I'm not going to show you the whole song. I'll show you the chord progression, and then I've worked out a harmonica bit that sounds a bit like the chorus, and then another harmonica bit that sounds a little bit or riffs off of, I guess, the vocal solo that's in the song, because there's no instrumental break. There's just this vocal solo. So I'll start to show you the chords just by showing you the opening chord progression for the song. And it starts with a little bit of muted string just for a couple of beats. So that's roughly how it starts. I'll just show you those chords. That's the easy one. You can do that just with your hands flat across the string to get that kind of rhythm going. It starts with an A minor. So you get an A minor. I'll show you in the chord cam here with your index finger on the B string at the 1st fret. So that's a C note. Then you want to lay your middle finger over on the D string at the 2nd fret. All right, so that's an E. And then you take your ring finger there, your 3rd finger, and put it at the same fret, so the 2nd fret, but on that G string. So that's an A note. So that's your A minor, 1st chord of the progression. The 2nd chord is the one that maybe isn't familiar to. It's an F major 7. Again, you've got your index finger. You want to anchor this index finger on that C note, all right? 2nd string, or the B string at the 1st fret there. Then you lay your middle finger on the next string over, so the G string at the 2nd fret, so that's an A again, right? And then you can use your 3rd finger to fret at the 3rd fret of the D string to play an F. All right, so that's an F major 7. So it's a chord that's not used too often, though you might recognize it, I think, from Space Oddity by David Bowie. I think he uses that one. Ground control to major tone, like that. All right. So that's the second chord, and then the third one, you just want to take your middle finger and your third finger and move them over. Maintain their relative position there, but move them over so that you've got your ring finger now, or sorry, your middle finger on the second fret of the D string, so an E, and then your third finger there on the C note, so third fret of the A string, and that's your standard C chord. Then to play the G, that's the one that comes next, I recommend you do it using your pinky on the G note down there on the E string, right? And then use your ring finger for that low G on the bottom E string, and then pick up that B note on the A string, so second fret of the A string with your middle finger there. So that's I think the preferred way for a progression like this to play the G chord, because your hand doesn't need to change position too much at all. So like I said, you want to keep your index finger anchored on that C note, and then you can, without moving your hand too much, play this whole progression. A minor, F major 7, C, and G. All right, so for the first harmonica bit that I worked out for this, I was just kind of playing around with the chorus of the song. So the chorus, I won't sing it full voice because it's not really in my range to tell you the truth. But it goes like this. You cut out a piece of me, and now I bleed internally, left here without you. Hurts for me to think about what life could possibly be like without you, without you. All right, so that's the chorus, and it occurs a few times. So the little harmonica bit that I worked out, and you'll notice that it actually starts on the final notes, or the final beats rather, of the measure that leads into it. So I'll start from the top. Pretty simple little playing mostly on holes 4 and 5, maybe exclusively on 4 and 5. Let's see, we'll slow it down and put it up in the picto tab. So it starts on a couple of hits on 4 blow before you get up to 4 draw. All right, and it's on that 4 draw that you're actually into the first measure. Basically, the double hit on the 4 blow will come just with the in the previous measure as you lead into it. I'll try and demonstrate that with the chord cam as well. So there's your 4 blow. Then you repeat it once. All right, so let me slow that down further for you. There's my 4 blow. Pretty simple. If you wanted a bit of a variation, instead of holding that that 6 blow for the whole measure with the G chord, you could repeat the 3 draw up to 6 blow like this. You could throw in a 4 blow if you wanted. So you can figure out what works best for you, but that gives you a little harmonica break. And because it's over that chord progression that kind of continues through the song, you can throw that one in kind of wherever you think it fits. It would work probably pretty well as an intro to the song before you got into it. And then you can throw it in the middle there as well. All right, now let me cover off the next sort of break, or the other alternative break that you could do. Again, it's over the same chord progression because that continues throughout the song. And this one starts on the 5 blow. And it's sort of like so there's a vocal solo, I've been calling it, that kind of goes, oh, 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 wee, oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, well, without you, without you. Oh, well, oh, oh, well, oh, well, oh, oh, well, without you, without you. So I was kind of playing that, rolling around in my head, and this kind of little, it's a hopping back and forth between the 5 blow and the 4 blow, with a 4 draw in the middle for the most part. So since the song itself, the original, doesn't have an instrumental break in it, you could add that rather simple little harmonica bit as an instrumental break. I'm going to slow it down here for you, put it up in the picto tab. There's your 5 blow is where it starts. So the only variation on that one that you might like, well, there might be all kinds of variations, I shouldn't say that, but a possible variation on that one, there is a point in the song where rather than going from the C to the G, I think it's on like a pre-chorus where, again, there's a lot of truth thrown in there. He sings the line, "I'm scared to be alone." He goes to an E chord. So that's the 5th chord in this song. Sounds like this. Scared to be alone. So an E chord, you probably know, is like this. Use your index finger over on the G string at the 1st, fret. All right? And then you put your middle finger on the B note, so that's the second fret of the A string, and then you pick up the E note with your third finger, which would be a second fret of the D string. All right? Standard E chord that you could throw. So in the harmonica bit, you could throw in the E chord and a 3 draw with maybe a bit of bend or inflection on that as well to kind of make a dramatic before you get into the next chorus or the next verse or what have you. So there you have it, a couple of interesting bits that you can add to Without You by the Kid LAROI. So I want to thank you for joining me for today's Sly Wagon lesson, playing the harmonica and the guitar together on a couple of invented harmonica bits that you can add to Without You by the Kid LAROI, a relatively recent addition now to your set list. I hope you play that and enjoy playing it for others. All right? I would also encourage you to subscribe to Sly Wagon Lessons if this kind of song-based learning is of interest to you. And thank you for subscribing. Drop us a like or send us a comment and a bit of feedback if that works for you. All of that would be much appreciated. We learned a fairly new song today. I'm going to play you out with something that is much older that I think will be an upcoming lesson on Sly Wagon Lessons. Again, it's one that doesn't have any harmonica in it originally, but you can play it on the harmonica. So I'll play you out with that today. Thanks very much for. I got a G harmonica. I've replaced my C with a G harmonica, by the way, in the rack here to play you out. Thanks again for joining me, and hope to see you again next time.